Hello, this is Heidi, Yoga Body and Soul. This is a 30-minute Luscious relaxation class. So we will be holding just a few poses for 5 to 10 minutes, just to get the body completely relaxed, let the mind quiet, just to get a little peace for all the tension that we carry around. So you will need some props for this one. You'll need a blanket. It doesn't have, this is a wool blanket, but you can use a fleece blanket, whatever you have. A couple of blocks, if you have them. If not, a stack of books will work. And then a bolster, if you have one. If not, I just roll up blankets and tie them up. So you'll want it to be fairly big for this practice. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started here. So just come to a seated position. Cross-legged, however's comfortable. And you can also start off in a chair if that's a little easier for sitting for you. Sit nice and tall. Stack the shoulders over the hips. Hands can rest on the knees. Drop the chin slightly. Close the eyes. And as you let everything start to settle into the floor, make sure you're reaching the top of the head up towards the ceiling. So we're really elongating that torso. We're going to breathe through the nose. We're just going to start to slow the breath down, start to deepen the breath. As you start to deepen the breath, notice the body beginning to relax. If you notice any tension anywhere, maybe it's the shoulders, the jaw, just work on releasing that tension consciously with thought. Let the mind start to quiet, become more centered inward. Releasing any of the stresses or worries of the day. As we go through this practice this afternoon, just try to remind yourself to be in the moment, to be here now, and just to tell yourself, I am relaxed. Bring the focus to the breath, awareness to the body. And we're going to slowly open the eyes. We're going to come to hands and knees just to get the body a little warmed up here before we get into these relaxation poses. So we're going to do cat-cow. The knees are directly under the hips. Hip width apart, hands are shoulder width apart with the wrists under the shoulders, starting with a flat back. We're just going to inhale, drop the belly down, lifting the head and tailbone towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, round the back, pulling the belly button up Chin towards the chest. And again, inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round the back. 3 more rounds at your own pace. When you're done, come to a flat back. From here, we're going to come into a seated position. This is just a slight back bend. It's a reclined bound angle. We're not going to bind the legs, but we'll get the legs in the position. So there's 2 ways to do this. You can either place just the bolster behind you on the floor long ways. If that is too much of a back bend, that'll deepen the back bend here. You can always place the blocks or books, if you have those, under the bolster and set it on top. And if you want even a little more height, you can always take whatever blanket you have and stack it on the very top. You're going to sit in front of the bolster, so have the bolster and blocks right behind the tailbone. And you're just going to start to lay back on the props and adjust yourself until you're comfortable. Now for this one, you can have the legs out straight if you want, or you can even have the knees go with the feet on the floor. Whatever feels good for the body, because we're going to be here for a few minutes. If you want to do the legs in the traditional style, you're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together, which I don't know if you can see here, dropping the knees out, kind of like that butterfly pose. So if you have extra books or blocks, you can always set them under the knees to help prop those up a little bit. And you can always prop the forearms or hands on blocks and books as well. Alright, so just start to let the body relax into this pose. Let the chest start to expand, letting the shoulders drop back towards the floor. Relax the hips. If you have any tension in the jaw, maybe open the mouth really wide. And then relax the mouth and jaw. Close the eyes. You're breathing through the nose, just nice deep breaths. Let the floor, let the props hold you up. This should be effortless, so you're just really letting that body relax into this pose. If the mind starts to wander here, bring the focus to the breath. Notice each inhale as the belly fills with air, as the chest fills with air, the back presses into the bolster. And then notice on each exhale how the body is allowed to relax towards the floor just a little bit more. Remember to tell yourself, I am relaxed. body and the mind to be present in the moment, to know that for these few minutes you're relaxed, you're safe, and you're calm. You start to notice tension building in any parts of the body. Just breathe into those areas. And just concentrate on the relaxation of those areas. The legs are in the butterfly position. You can straighten the legs out if you need to. Keep the breaths smooth and long and deep. Bring some awareness to the breath and the body. We're going to bring the feet to the floor, hip width apart, nice and slow. Maybe wiggle the fingers. And we're going to roll to one side just to move the props away from the body. Alright, come to the back on the floor. Knees are bent. And we're just going to drop the knees down side to side, nice and slow, like a windshield wiper. Just get a little movement here. Coming back to center, bring the knees to the chest. And then just turn onto one side. We're just going to slowly come up to seated. Our next posture is going to be a supported child's pose. So you're going to come onto the knees, hands and knees, just like that tabletop position. And you're going to bring the knees wide on the mat. Toes are touching behind you, and you're going to sit the tush and the hips down towards the feet. And then we're going to have the bolster and block and blankets, whatever you have, whatever height you want here. So you can always put those blocks or books on the floor, bring the bolster right on top, and you can always bring that blanket there too. And we're just going to fold the belly down onto the bolster instead of down the floor, head resting, letting the arms drop to the floor. Make any little adjustments that you need. And as the body starts to relax in this pose, think about sinking the hips a little closer to the feet, letting the shoulders drop forward towards the floor, relaxing the jaw, letting all the tension melt down to the bolster, down into the floor. Close the eyes. Nice deep breaths. Notice when you inhale and the belly fills with air, how it constricts the breath a little bit as the breath comes into the lungs. And then on the exhales, the body can sink a little bit deeper into the pose. The mind is focused on the breath, of being in the present moment, telling itself, I am relaxed. Let go of any tension. Let the body have this time to really relax. Any deep-seated stress or tension is allowed to melt away here. So just allow the body that freedom. Allow the mind to find a quiet center so it can also have a bit of a break. You can turn the head to the other side if you need to. You can rest the forehead on the bolster. Whatever helps keep the body nice and relaxed here. Remember, nice deep breaths here through the nose. Alright, start to maybe wiggle the fingers, just bringing some awareness to the body. And slowly, with the hands on the floor, push those arms straight, bringing the torso up. We're going to remove the bolsters up to the side. Come to the hands and knees for cat-cow, just to reset the body here. Knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round the back up, chin towards the chest, tailbone down. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round the back. One more, inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round the back. From here, we're going to come into Shavasana, a supported Shavasana, for our final pose. So just like the first one, we'll be on our backs, but this time you're going to place the bolster underneath the knees. So if you want to just seated, go ahead and place the bolster there. It's fine. And then if you want a blanket, if you have one, you can place that under the head, just for a little extra support. Going to come to the back, adjust the bolster wherever you need it, and the feet are just dropping towards the floor. Arms are by the sides. As you close the eyes, start to breathe through the nose. Just start to think about the body, where there's tension, where the body feels at ease. Start with relaxing the toes and the feet. Let the legs relax down to the floor. Let the hips settle. Let the back press into the floor on every inhale. Relax the fingers and the arms, let the shoulders just relax to the floor. Release any tension in the jaw. Tell yourself, I am relaxed. Remind yourself that you are here, that you are now. No worries can touch you here. The body and the mind are focused on relaxation and stillness. Bring the focus to the breath. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Slowly bring the knees to the chest. Roll to your side. Rest your head on your arm. And then gently push yourself up to seated, into a cross-legged position, sitting tall. Hands can rest on the knees. Close your eyes, we'll breathe here. Bring the hands, prayer position, to the heart. Just take inventory of the body, noticing the tension that you released. Notice how the body is relaxed, the mind is still and quiet. Last breath here. And you can open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. This will be here on Facebook and on YouTube later. And I will be doing a beginner flow class tomorrow morning at 10. Have a good rest of your day.